Happy New Year's Eve, everybody. I am Dan Campbell's favorite NFL reporter. I am the Doc, John Macaroon. Thanks, everybody. I just wanted one more opportunity to talk to everybody one last time in 2025. Just got back from Allen Park, got the Chinese food ready to come, ready to enjoy some time with the family. It's going to be quiet, just me and the kids and the wife. And I just wanted one more opportunity to talk ball with you guys this year. Probably we'll talk ball again tomorrow. But I really just wanted an opportunity to thank you all for the best professional year of my career, the confidence gained, the podcast now over 5,000 YouTube subscribers in less than a year, the reception that I've gotten here, the support that you guys give when there's some critics to my questions. I really do appreciate seeing when people message me and saying, hey, they're getting after you again. But then you read some comments and they're like, wait a minute, he's just doing his job. And really, in the end, to clarify, I am not a newspaper reporter. I have my own outlet. I have my own podcast. So when I read things like, he doesn't get any answers, in the end, guys, typically, if you notice, I am the last to go. And that's probably for a reason. I let the others get their stuff in. Those guys got to print stuff. They're on a deadline. I am free flowing. I can control what I say, how I say it, when I say it. So again, I apologize that Mr. Dan Campbell is not the biggest fan of the DOC, but in the end, those are questions that you never know. Me living where I live, I might not go back next week if the weather's bad. So I got to get my questions in when I get them. And maybe the timing of hey, did you like play calling? I don't even think that was really, thought that was a softball. Did you like play calling? He could have been like, yeah, I can't wait to drop 50 on Ben one more time. Could have been a simple, funny answer, but he's like, the funny part was about his response today was, if you ask me next week, I'm just going to tell you next week, which to me is not a slight at me. It's not personal. What it is that he's going to take a deep look at what he did. He needs a deep look, and you don't want to react emotionally to a bad year. But in the end, we're all going to tell him it was a bad decision to call plays. Not that a lot of his play calls were atrocious, but you plugged one hole but opened up four more. That's what happened. So today, again, it's a weird vibe. I'm going to tell you about the vibes there. I spoke to Jared Goff and I asked him a different question than you would think. You would think I'd ask Jared Goff, hey, do you still, why are you going to ball out or why are you going to rebound or about his play? No. I asked him a different style question than maybe you guys would think. I'll talk about that. We're going to talk about the draft. Ohio State plays Miami. So there's a couple of players there. You're around right now, 15 in the draft. So we're going to talk about that. Probably 30 minutes to an hour or so. Get your questions in, what the vibe is. Appreciate all of you humbly, respectfully, for allowing me, a regular Detroit sports fan, to cover the NFL at the highest level possible. And you think 2025 was good for the Detroit Sports Podcast and on SI? 26, bigger and better for the podcast, for you all. My job is to deliver you guys information, and my job is to speak honestly and speak real about this football team. I don't have to sugarcoat anything. Again, I represent the Detroit Sports Podcast. And the reason why it doesn't matter if he answers it, doesn't answer it, doesn't matter. I own the outlet. I own it. So I can ask freely whatever's in my brain at the time. And typically, guys, some of the questions you hear are on my list, but I'm typically going last. So I'm typically on my fourth or fifth question that I write down on my notes. And these are things I want to know or things you guys ask me that you want to know. So again, it's an opportunity. And again, I think that, we can always talk about what you thought about it too. What'd you think about Dan being like, I'm not ready to address that play calling question? I thought it was a simple question. I thought it was very easy to talk about. How are all of you? What are you doing tonight? What are we doing? It's cold as AF here in Detroit. The wind was terrible driving back from Allen Park. Holy cow. I got four-wheel drive. I drive slow. I'm pretty safe. Now, we also got to talk about what Dan Campbell did say, which is a lot of injury talk. Guys, I'm concerned. You got to be concerned. And guys, too, like I said, how the show goes is a lot of interaction from you guys. Whatever you're thinking, we have the 3-4 topics that I want to address, and then we'll go to your questions, comments, whatever you want to talk about. Are you nervous that Michigan's going to lose to Texas? Doesn't seem like a lot of interest, a lot of buzz. Half the stadium looks empty. But, man, it would be nice to be in Orlando, right? Bless my mom. She's in the Bahamas. God bless her, man. I could have gone. I could have went to the Bahamas and take this last week off, but I said, no, I want to do podcasts. I still got to report, even though I would have had to have booked it 6 months ago. I said, I want to deliver until the very end and go report. But yeah, the vibe at Allen Park was just kind of like, Dan has changed. And again, it's going to lead me to some escalating thoughts. The new year, you think we're going to start with some passive stuff? No, tomorrow I'm going to tease it. Do you think Brad Holmes is going to fire Dan Campbell? Are Brad and Dan still cool? Dan does not look like this consistently over time. What's going on in the meetings? Is Dan Campbell getting fired? I don't think so. But 5 years in, did the message get across? You hired 2 coordinators that didn't do the job. I'm not so certain that Mr. Dan Campbell's job is also guaranteed. We'll talk about that tomorrow. Start the new year off strong. And there's also reporting to do. The coordinators speak. We're going to hear from Calvin Shepard, John Morton. We'll talk about it because something is up with Dan Campbell. Is the workload that he put in, does he still want to coach the team? Is he wore out? 5 years. Coaches get burnt out. I think he's still up for it, but I probably think he's due for a long vacation. But that's what we're going to talk about tomorrow. We'll tease it. Something's up with Dan Campbell. His vibe, his aura is totally different. He opened the press conference today, was just like, yep. And that was that. I'm not the only one noticing. But he spoke about, to open the show. And I want to give an early shout out to M. Morris, the Keys to Wisdom, Donkey Kong, friend of the podcast, Charlie Max 6005, Alfredo 31, Mr. Lil Eyes, Brent DeWitt. Always love seeing you in here. Smash the emojis, smash the like button. Terrell LV. Super chats go right to the front of the line. Subscribe, become a member. We're almost at 125 members. You get access to exclusive videos, the emojis, special shout outs, preferred comments addressed to members. Happy New Year to you, Terrell. Little risque, Terrell. I like it. Charlie Max, what up, doe? Another day, another opportunity to talk to you fine people about the Detroit Lions. All right. Dan Campbell said, a little concerning, guys. He's like, Sam LaPorta is recovering, but not yet fully healthy from the back surgery. He would not have made the playoffs had the Lions made it. That's a severe injury. Guys, Levi Onwuzurike, back injury. You're asking a tight end to block. He's going to have a long offseason. What's your concern level? The tight end coach is going to leave to take the offensive coordinator job. I am a little bit concerned. He's going to have, the expectation is, Dan Campbell said, I hope. But you guys have noticed when Dan Campbell in the past has talked about players, he's been emphatic. We expect them back. I'm a little concerned. Sam LaPorta's got a job to do. Maybe he's not going to be the same blocking tight end. And listen, if you can just get him to be a productive offensive weapon, find 2 more blocking tight ends that will get the job done. But, man, it's unfortunate. And I'm not somebody that just goes, yeah, the medical department is just going to heal him up right away and everything's going to be perfect. We're talking about the Detroit Lions. Levi Onwuzurike, Josh Pascal. Something is, you're going to have a little bit of luck in regards to the situation with Sam LaPorta. And just because he ends up, showing up, he might end up being somebody that doesn't practice as much. Back injuries are no joke. Am I right? Have any of you suffered any back injuries? They're no joke. They could flare up at the worst possible time. It could be 1 week, 2 weeks good, 3 weeks good. Boom, month into the season, flares up, out for a month. Back injuries are no joke. I was like, man, that's so unfortunate. So unfortunate for a player of his caliber. The Lions, really, you could argue that the Lions season went into the tank when Sam LaPorta went out. The blocking, the run game, the whole scheme fell apart. How much guilt does Dan Campbell feel for what happened to Sam LaPorta? Man, it's tough. It's tough to see that go down like that for a player of his stature. Are you guys concerned? Do the Lions need to draft another tight end? What's your concern level about Sam LaPorta? Phil C. Happy New Year, boss. The medical department 2 years ago, it would have healed. Our staff has been picked over. The keys to wisdom. Go get another Iowa tight end. Charlie Max 6005. Yes, you are the man. I feel like you know something, but I think they are both on the last year. Happy New Year. No, next year is huge. Make the playoffs. I truly believe Dan Campbell will be back. I mean, it's organizational, but something is amiss with his reaction. Listen, you got to be able to withstand emotionally. And listen, Dan Campbell wears his emotions on his sleeve, but you still got to portray strength and power. He's portraying burnt out. Am I wrong? I'm a body language expert, and he looks wore out. Trying to probably mix and match lineups, come up with schemes, work with John Morton, figure out how to put out a lot of these fires. That's how it portrays to me. A little bit more curt, a lot more coach speak. Not the same guy. It peeks in a little bit, but, you know, on a Wednesday, typically he has typically some things to say about the Bears. He said some things in the past, but today, questions. Donkey Kong is sick of winter. I think we all are. Comment, like. The free way to support the stream is just like the stream. Donkey Kong, we ain't beating the Bears. Our team is in complete shambles. How much of an impact was it losing Sam LaPorta? Absolutely, Doc. Dan's spirit is crushed. You know, I think that they truly thought that this year would have been a year to take a big step forward, and the injuries, and it didn't work out with the coordinators, and it highlights a mistake, a major mistake. You got Goff killed by the offensive line, especially against, you know, it's never good when Brian Flores is able to blitz the crap out of you and you have no answers. That's bad. No answers. Like the fans, Phil C. 231 just seems depressed. You lose your tight end goes down with a back injury. Kirby Joseph something. Kirby Joseph, we don't know yet. Nobody yet is on the record saying that he's coming back. We haven't seen him. How does a bone bruise go to this? It's bad. Gumby, quadruple seven. Gumby 7777. Doc, I brought it up. It's been about Dan and Brad's egos getting in the way. Players getting boosts and players not. Too much noise. Yeah. If anybody, listen, I don't proclaim to be a hip hop expert. I definitely like the vibe. Alex Anzalone, if it's still there on his Instagram, his song that he chose was a hip hop song called Moving On. Too much cryptic stuff. Bad juju. Interesting beat. Little too fast for my ability to comprehend. So go listen to it. Come back and report. What the heck is Alex Anzalone's song talking about? Oh, come on, M. Morris. Brad Holmes is not Dan Campbell's boss. Listen, I know Dan was hired first. I know they're aligned, but you would think that Brad Holmes, if he wanted to dismiss Dan Campbell, would do it. And it would not be absolutely terrible. Think about it. Coaches have been dismissed for far less. Sometimes it's not even off of merit. Dan's been there 5 years, the same voice. Did that look like a team that fought for Dan Campbell the last month of the season? Elimination game against the Vikings, you scored 10 points and you play like that? It happens naturally through no fault. It just happens. Sometimes the shelf life of an NFL coach, 5-6 years. Maybe Dan Campbell wanted to keep Kingsley Egwakun and Brad didn't. Kingsley ends up on another roster. First and foremost, just off of those things, I think if you sit back and go, man, if we really wanted to win a Super Bowl, are you really going to go with John Morton and Kelvin Shepard? I'm a hothead. I think that just seems enough for me to look at things and go, wait a minute, Dan, you're now 2-0 for, you had 2 bad OC hires. What's going on here? Your defense with AG and Kelvin is okay, but not complimentary enough to pick up the offense when needed at times. Brent knows he coming in. Moving On was a Bad Company song. It's hip hop. It says moving on, and you play it, and it's got some beat. Check it out. I think Alex is gone. I think DJ Reader's gone. James Willis, Happy New Year to you. Much appreciation for you peeking in on a New Year's Eve. Thanks again, guys, for allowing me to do what I do and to grow and to be who I want to be. Direct, honest, and to the point. It's Jay Stees. What's up, Doc? You know, I'm happy. End of 3 quarters. Michigan's losing to Texas. 24-20. Woohoo. Let's start the year off right? It's Jay Stees. Michigan loss is great. And trust me, I know a lot of the haters online are Michigan fans. I can see your profiles. But guys, guess what? It's only good for the cause. The keys to wisdom. Happy New Year to you. Always great seeing you guys. Smash the like button for me. There's 200 people in here early, first 20 minutes. Dan should be crushed. He lost 2 or 3 games all by himself and was the best player for both Pennsylvania teams this year. Are you concerned about Sam LaPorta? Here's the thing. That blocking scheme is heavily dependent on tight ends. And listen, I'm not going to lie. The guy that was doing the job seemed like he was okay, but when you got a guy that's flirting with another opportunity, the coach said today was great. You never typically see it. It raised my eyebrows. If they aired it, let me know. Tyler Roll spoke to reporters today, and he's like, fellas, I want to call plays. And he's like, I had an opportunity. And by the way, it was a joke in the media room, 50, dang near 50 Iowa State players hit the portal. Tyler Roll in, 50 dudes out. See you. He probably was like, I got to leave this presser real fast. I got to get 5 more people hitting the portal from Iowa State. But it was refreshing. He was honest. He's like, I want that opportunity. But Dan wanted him to finish out the year. I am not of that opinion. Listen, thank you for your service. You were flirting. See you later, alligator. We'll get somebody else. But I just think that you can upgrade somebody a little more experienced. That coaching staff's got to be revamped. The tight end coach was fine to the degree, but without your stars, it's pretty tough without Sam LaPorta and Brock Wright. TM Martin Esquire 6216. Happy New Year's Eve, Doc, and everyone. Shout out to you. Smash the emojis, smash the like button. I'm brewing everybody out. Listen, I'm going to tell you something. I am not in the mood to rehash the same coaching staff. David Shaw, see you later. I'm talking about clean slate across the board. New defensive coordinator, new offensive coordinator. Is there any coach that you guys would be like livid if it was gone? Hank Fraley. I mean, did that offensive line look like it gelled? Did that run? He's the offensive coordinator, run game. Time for a new voice. Hank did his job. But I didn't see no massive offensive line production that says, yeah, keep it. I'm like, see you. Bye, Hank. Bye, Mark Brunell. Bye, Deshae Townsend. Bye. This thing needs to be overhauled. And I'm sorry. Dan Campbell needs to find a new style of defensive line coach. A whole new philosophy. These older gentlemen that are vet defensive line coaches got to go. I need young, hungry, aggressive, like a dog. We don't just blitz and pressure against the bad teams and get home. We get home every week. Any day that ends in Y, the guy's got to stand up there and be like, we get home every day. We don't just get 2 sacks in the first half against the crumb bum teams and then go away. We need ruthless aggression. See you later, defensive line coach. This is a disaster. And Dan Campbell said today, which I think in context, he said relative to this regime, this is rock bottom. And to summarize Sam LaPorta, let's just hope that this is not a career situation that flares up over and over. Please let this be good. Let this be good. Let him come back healthy and be an offensive weapon. Enough of the blocking. Has the team hit rock bottom? Dan said the team hit rock bottom. I was a little surprised he put it in those terms. Because we all remember 0-16, right? If you want to revamp the coaching staff, would you bring in a Todd Bowles? Hope so. That'd be great. But I'm saying, my fingers crossed are like, listen, there's one way you can make an offer to Brian Flores is that you pay some cash. Pay the cash. Get the best. Dan Campbell saw it for a couple years. I think he would like Brian Flores. That would be a little bit ruthless. But Brian Flores has some weaknesses. Teams figure it out, and then he doesn't typically adapt all that greatly. He does what he does, and then within a couple series, you can figure it out. Ben Johnson figured him out. It's Jay Stees, Mike LaFleur, and Todd Bowles. Let's go. Experience. Terrell, some head coaches will get fired that we can use. Did this year feel like rock bottom? I feel like it was interesting because the mood kept getting picked up when the team would win. Because it was interesting because the team from the end of September on, it was like win, loss, win, loss, win, loss. But I hyper-focused on the good teams. I hyper-focused on how they play against the Chiefs, how they play against the Eagles. And they lost in the battle of the trenches. But guess what, guys? The Lions were the 3rd-ranked DVOA team. Jared Goff had an amazing season. There are some people that want to pump out so much nonsense that they don't even know that there are stats. And I think most beat writers do know this, but some slappies don't. There are stats, and there's something called advanced analytics, where you can look a little deeper to go, oh my God, on the very surface, you can easily tell these people who they are. And everybody reads them, but some people just ignore them. Your friendly podcaster told you this offense doesn't look great. What, you think I was just making it up? Combined with what I see on TV and in the film room in the All-22 and advanced analytics, the offense wasn't great. But you got some people that are like, the offense has the 3rd, 4th highest scoring in the league. Yes, if you score 50 against the Bears in week 2 when they suck, and then you score 10 against the Vikings, you still average 50 plus 10. That's still averaging 30. Did you guys like what you saw against the Vikings? So remember, be a smarter fan and stop using numbers to be positive. And just look at what your eyes are telling you. The Steelers game and the Vikings game. Did you like the offense? Did you sit there in your little comfy chair and tell yourself, man, from A to Z, I really like this offense. I really like it. This team has the 3rd best DVOA. Come on. Has this team hit rock bottom? I feel like 0-16 was rock bottom. Truly rock bottom. Gumby, Happy New Year. Shout out to you. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow in the new year. Blessings to you, your family. Hopefully you still like me in the new year. Hopefully the resolution is to, still stay with those that are real. But you can always type in the chat, hey, give us a sprinkle of hope in your realistic analysis. I got it. I got it for you. I feel like I've given you a little bit of hope and a little bit of fear in a lot of these talks. And that's what he said. Oh, hey, it's Jessica. It's rock bottom by the current standards. Out of the playoffs. Meaningless game. It's a weird vibe. It's like going through the motions. It's Jay Stees is ready to send Aleem to the XFL. You guys have been ruthless. You guys want to trade Aleem McNeil. Woo! Oh, you guys are ready for Sheila to step in. Is it time for Sheila to talk? Could you imagine next week Sheila rolls up there and is like, I'd like to let you guys know we fired Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes. We're all about winning. Sheila does the presser. And she just starts with, we're not good. I'm unhappy. And she goes, we're going to start rating some winners. We're going to raid the Denver Broncos. We're going to raid the Patriots. We're going to pay and double the Eagles general manager's salary. Howie Roseman, she just openly tampers. We're going to double his salary. We want the best. I think Brad Holmes gets a chance to revise his mission, only if he revises it. But if they don't, if they regress further next year, it's over. What are you talking about? We opened the show. I am Dan Campbell's favorite NFL reporter. He loves me. Your friendly, trusted Detroit sports podcaster. Dan loves my questions. All of them. Do you see how his body language perks up? Now he's starting to preface my next question before the first one ends. He's like, if you ask me next week, I'm going to tell you to wait another week too. And I kind of feel like this one, he misheard me. He thought, did I ask him, is he calling plays further? My question was really a layup. That was another layup for him. It was, how did you feel about calling plays? Were there any challenges? And it was a follow-up to a great question by a reporter about, how he's handled challenges with Jared Goff and how Goff has handled all the chaos. That was an easy one. That was nothing. And again, I typically wait till the end. So if he wants to pass on his favorite, like sometimes he's like, Doc, I know you're doing a lot of hard work. You don't want to transcribe another long answer. I'll just pass on it. Dan loves me. What are you talking about? What would lead you to say something like that? I am Dan Campbell's favorite NFL reporter. Anthony Tottenham, he's stiffening up because he wants to just reach over there and strangle you. I humbly apologize for making it that way. Guys, listen, I have very high emotional intelligence. I understand, but there are things that happen. First of all, I live an hour away from the facility. I might not go to his presser again. If there's bad weather, I have to get things that I want to ask out. And a lot of times the questions I ask have already been asked. I wanted to ask about LaPorta. I wanted to ask about the game and stuff like that. And a lot of times I wait and let the reporters get their long-winded stuff in, and then I typically go last, which is fine. So a lot of the good stuff is already out there. I wanted to know how he felt about over the last 6-7 weeks. How did he feel about play calling? He's like, I don't want to talk about that. And in the end, did you hear how he said at the end? I don't know if they aired it. He said, and I don't want to talk about it with you. he didn't say that. He said, listen, the next round, he's going to be like, listen, that's a great question, Doc. If anybody else asks it, I'll answer it. No comment. That's the next step of our relationship. He's going to acknowledge the great questions I ask, and then he'll say, if somebody else asks it, I'll be willing to entertain it. Dan Campbell, it's all good. Listen, it's not easy to be me. You got to ask those kind of questions. You just got to. They're not out of line. They're not out of pocket. They're they're appropriate to the time. And sometimes he doesn't want to answer it. Sometimes he may. But could you imagine if Dan's like, could you imagine if Dan, I'm 46 and Dan's like 48, 49. Could you imagine if he's there, he wins the Super Bowl, he's there for the next 20 years, and we have this relationship for like 20 years where he never, could you imagine I'm like 60 and he never answers my question ever again? This would be a great 20-year relationship. Listen, I got a lot of respect for Dan Campbell. He's open, honest, maybe too emotional. Pick it up. Pick up the emotion. Sell something. I know the media room is no longer has Diet Coke, but I know the fridge is empty, but pick it up. You got a game to beat. You got Ben Johnson's ass to whoop. Maybe next time he'll be like, listen, Doc, you be my warm-up. Fire everybody up. Still got a game to go. He'll be like, hi, everybody. I'm willing to entertain all your questions, but him. It's going to happen. Be like, listen, John, we love you. We respect you. Do you want me to tell you if they do that? They walk over to me like, listen, it's not you, but Dan's in a bad mood. Just today, don't ask any questions. Just for us. For us. Don't tell anybody. I know you got a popular podcast, seen by thousands. It's growing. Just don't tell anybody. But today, sit this one out for us, dog. I'll be like, you know what? No, not at all. He did. Today, all I asked him was, it was a follow-up to a Jared Goff question. I said, hey, over the season, did you like calling plays? Did you find there to be any challenges? And he said, I don't want to ask him. I don't want to talk about that right now. And he said, if you ask me next week, I'm going to tell you I don't want to talk about it then either. So, listen, it happens. You know, I'm his favorite. And he's my favorite coach, too. I'm still rolling with Dan Campbell for one more year. But something's up. Guys, when someone's that emotional, does it go beyond? Is he getting fired? We'll talk about it tomorrow. I feel like he's earned one more year, but 5 years is a long time. It's a lifetime in the NFL. Why is he looking like that? You lose, it happens. You know, it's a long year. Would Dan Campbell step down? Oh, hey, it's Jessica. Here's some crazy facts for you, Doc. The Lions have not played a game with 0 players on IR in the Dan Campbell era. My God. Yeah, the injuries, right? That would make me frown and dismiss a podcaster's question too. But truly, thank you guys for those of you that go online and also say, hey, the guy's just doing his job. He's asking questions. They're not bad. You guys have been really nice in your support. Because the Wolverines are trying to act like they're not trying to front on a Spartan. Like, we can see your profile. That guy's stupid. But thank you. There are comments I read that get sent to me that are like, hey, he's doing the job. We need someone like him in there. We need people like him. Could you imagine? We have this great team, and there's just this little thing where one guy asks questions and never gets an answer. That'll be wild. But the blessing is that you'll at least get the question asked. Wait till you see what I asked Jared Goff today. I didn't ask him about him. I made it about Jared today. You guys think that I was going to ask and critique Jared? No, I let Jared have the floor about the team. Do you think Jared Goff in 5 years, over under 3 years, he quits and is like, get me out of here? That's what I asked him in some form. But he gave the good answer. Anthony Tottenham. Absolutely, we need Doc in there because I don't hear anybody else asking those type of questions. Thank you. You need people like me. Point the finger at him. Man, in New York, there'd be like 10 of me. I would be considered a minnow. It doesn't feel like rock bottom. Next year, if they struggle with a fourth place schedule, that's why it's key to lose. Lose this week. It's key to lose and move on. This is not rock bottom. I think it's rock bottom from the standpoint of you go from the NFC Championship to a first round exit to no playoffs. That feels like it, right? What's your emotional state? How do you feel about the Lions? What word would you use? Kind of feels like disappointment. A lot of people kind of are going through the stages of grief, anger, denial. Some people are still in denial and are trying to use stupid facts to say that the Lions are still good and they'll just automatically say they're good next year. Guys, don't worry about Sam LaPorta. Don't worry about anything. Why worry? The team only didn't make the playoffs. Why would you worry? I told you guys last year, some reporters were like, Ben Johnson's not leaving. Don't worry. He's not going to the Bears. Don't worry. Don't worry. They haven't won back-to-back games in 2 months. Don't worry. They're just going to win the next 3. Don't worry. I don't know how people like that operate in complete sports denial and then flip the page and are like, we're good for next year. I am shocked at that attitude. I'm truly shocked, especially given the history of the Lions, especially since your head coach said after 2023, this may be our best shot. Young team, hungry. No, none of the players are doing podcasts. None of them are doing commercials. Penei Sewell and Amon-Ra St. Brown showed up on my screen. Hello, guys. We eat wings and we get all messy and we eat with Bounty. Tell me you didn't think, man, I'm going to go to Brownie. Bounty must suck now. Like, maybe wait a minute. Wait a couple weeks to air that. Like, we just lost. I was like, F Bounty. I don't want to use them. Who dresses better? Penei, Amon-Ra. Oh, my goodness. Actually, that's a good question, Doc. Do you think last year's graveyard of injuries led to a lack of practice in preseason and the sloppy playing this year? What happens is Dan Campbell, I feel like, lost the pulse of the details, and John Morton is not as detailed as Dan Campbell. I don't think they stopped practicing. I think that, having games on Thursdays in the last month of the season for a team that needs practices doesn't help. You don't get enough practice time. It doesn't help. But by all accounts, the team practices still well. But they practice hard. And Dan Campbell will say, this is how we win 8 games is by practicing hard. But the attrition, it's proofs in the pudding. It's not bad luck. Only certain kind of people that will tell you that it's bad luck. For 2 years in a row? Come on. You got to find ways to, and I truly hope that the medical staff gets looked at and gets advanced. It's bad. Terry, and look who's happening. Terry and Arnold, Ennis Rakestraw. Ennis Rakestraw was a football injury right there on the field. It's just in some combination of you got to say that you could probably do better with the medical staff. You got to figure out the practice schedule to keep these guys healthy. You got to figure it out. I feel like it's everything. The stadium they play at, the practice intensity, going up against each other. It's a combination of things in a degree in which these injuries this year and last year, so to key players, Sam LaPorta, Aiden Hutchinson, Aleem McNeil, Terry Arnold. I mean, come on. Football guys, all right, enough. You're hitting our best players over 2 years. Malcolm Rodriguez, Terry Arnold, Ennis Rakestraw, Brian Branch may never be the same. Kirby Joseph, Sam LaPorta. Are you serious? Taylor Decker tried to rehab from a shoulder injury, and it never really got all that much better. It doesn't feel like rock bottom to me. I'm a Lions fan. Did you think that could get worse? It could definitely get worse. What? What are you talking about? There is no depths low enough to describe how bad things can get for the Detroit Lions. Are you kidding me? There are no depths low enough to describe what could happen to the Lions. That's why everybody's like, we're going to come back. I hope they come back. I hope Brad Holmes changes. I was on the Crunch Time show and they were like, what's Brad going to say? I already know what he's going to say. He's going to say what happened this year is unacceptable. We didn't meet our goals, but I have faith and confidence based on the core. We're good with the core that we got. Jahmyr Gibbs took a step forward. Jameson Williams had a 1,000-yard season. We got Jared Goff, a $50 million quarterback. I feel like he's going to say, yeah, we failed, but we have an opportunity not to be the creature of the moment, guys, because we're good. We have a core that we've drafted here that you all seem to like. He's going to fall on the sword on one thing, but also bring up the positives of that core. We got Amon-Ra St. Brown. Wouldn't you think that Penei Sewell is a talented player? You think he's going to go full accountable? He's going to go half. The core was healthy. Lions Live 365. Let's have a real talk. Did Penei Sewell look like the baddest man on the planet all year long? He didn't look like that as the Vikings were destroying the Lions. The Jared Goff sandwich didn't look too appealing in my book when I watched the film. Brian Flores, did you guys know he came up with the Jared Goff Sandwich Award? Whoever can sandwich Jared Goff gets a vacation. Not one, but two. Jared Goff sandwich. Did you see that? That was Penei Sewell running behind the defender there. He didn't have his all-pro type season. Amon-Ra St. Brown, a little uptick in drops. Jahmyr Gibbs, with that offensive line, fell off the map. Aiden Hutchinson, good. Upper level, good. Not elite yet. So everybody's got to step it up. Jared Goff, only as good as your last performance. Let's not look at the total picture. I only want to be the creature of the moment. 4 turnovers. Nice throw there to the defender when you're trying to target St. Brown. Some of your core got lopped off. Brian Branch, Terrion Arnold, Ennis Rakestraw, Kirby Joseph, Sam LaPorta. We got CO. We got the coat. We got the coat. The got hurt. So, no. This is not it's still raw. We're still not in the mode yet to praise the Lions for anything. So I talked to Jared today. A lot of you guys are hilarious. A lot of you guys are noticing he's got to improve that jawline. You guys are rugged online. You guys are telling jokes about how he looked at me. But in my humble opinion, that's how you want to be as a journalist. When you ask a question, they notice. Like, what is going to come out of that guy's mouth? Professionally. So today, I'll set it up and I'll play it. I asked Jared Goff. I didn't say, Jared Goff, why did you throw interceptions? Or, how do you feel about the fans that doubt you? No. Today, I made it about Jared. And I said to Jared Goff, listen, we all talk about, are you the guy for the Lions? Are the Lions still good enough for you? This team has regressed. This is a team that the offensive line needs to help you out, and they didn't. Why do you trust Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell? And his reaction, you could almost read his face. He's like, I can't believe he asked that. That's how I believe you should do the job, in my humble opinion. What do you think? I delivered it slowly, calmly, and I asked a great question. In my humble opinion, what do you think? We're going to play it here. It could be a bad question. You tell me. Tell me what you think of the W. It's on X. You can see it live and in person. But yeah, I talk about Jared Goff and I ask him questions directly. I don't shy away. I talk about the players and I go talk to them. Delivered calmly, eloquently, in my opinions. No softballs from the doc. Fastballs, curveballs, sliders. But in the end, he gave a good answer. Professional. And I liked his intro. His intro was, they trusted me. and that they're going to be diligent in their efforts to help this football team. What's your reaction after you hear this? And just pay attention. This is Jared Goff and how he looks and turns when the DOC, look at everybody. They're like, oh God, oh God, oh God, oh God, oh God, oh God. They're like, here he's winding up. Just pause real fast. let's explore this photo real fast. He's like, oh God, this has been pretty good. We look to the left. Management's not happy. Team media, not happy. My man with the hat is a good dude. Team media's like, he's winding up. Here comes the pitch. Here we go. What do you guys think of what Jared Goff said? 33 seconds.
Sometimes we ask why a quarterback is a fit for a certain organization, but we don't get a chance a lot of times to ask why an organization is a fit for a quarterback. With a little bit of a regression that happened here, why do you still trust that Brad and Dan can turn these things around?
I mean, I trust those guys immensely. They're the ones who trusted me, and I trust the hell out of them. I know they're going to get things right, and I know they are as urgent and intentional about putting us in a better position and then getting us in a spot where we can win more games next year as anybody.
Sometimes we ask why a quarterback is a fit.
Not bad. Not bad. Not bad at all. I felt like today, let's make it about Jared. And remember, Matthew Stafford quit on this team. Listen, when you get $50 million, it makes it real hard to be upset. But somebody's got to ask, why would Jared Goff trust the Lions? They just set him up to get killed. That offensive line wasn't redone right. Remember, I have my feelings about Jared Goff. He smiled. Right. I have my feelings about the man, but I felt like that was a winning question that I wanted to ask the quarterback of the team. Was it a good question? And again, guys, remember, I'm only 7 years into this career. I feel like the last 3 have, put me in the position to ask those kind of questions, but I feel like, you know what? Nobody's asking those. I mean, everyone's really, man, in my opinion, as a consumer, it's not a critique, but yeah, a lot of the questions are redundant from my perspective because I'm there every day. What does it mean? How does it feel? Blah, blah, blah. A lot of the questions are not interesting to me. So I try to ask things that I think would be interesting to you and me. And so I'm not trying to get clicks. I'm not trying to make noise. I'm not trying to make a name for myself. Humbly, I'm just asking questions that I kind of want to know about. That if you guys had a chance to ask, you would ask something similar. And I thought he smiled. He's like, oh my goodness. Exactly. Bill, see? Doc is innocent and honest like a young child. No, I'm innocent like somebody that has, no attachments where somebody's telling me, ask this, don't ask this. I'm free. I'm free because I own the outlet. I'm free. There's no inhibitions. There's no, I don't need to hide. I don't need to worry if Jared hates my guts. I think Jared Goff and I would get along just great. We'd have a couple bourbons. We'd tell some hilarious jokes and we would be cool. I hope you guys don't feel like I'm an antagonist or an emotionally ignorant person, that I'm just there to ask. I truly believed in the Orwell quote. Journalism is finding out and asking things that people don't want to know. I'm not a journalist, but in terms of information, I want to ask those kind of questions. And I'm sorry if I make it awkward. I'm sorry if you feel I'm fine. I just don't want it to be that way for you guys. They'll be like, they'll openly be like, all right, Doc, you got to hit the road, Jack. And I doubt it. Like I said, I feel like within the realm of what a tough question would look like, that's what it is. Doc is curious. And the blessing is there are a lot of smart people that understand what I'm doing, a lot. But a lot of these slappies don't understand. They come up with things that are wild and like, you're just doing this to get attention. Like, guys, I'm fine. These are actually things I want to know. Jared, why do you trust the Dan and Brad? You just got your team regressed, bro. Your team didn't get put in the best position this year from your head coach, and your head coach got you killed against the Vikings. Leonard, Merry Christmas. Happy New Year to you. Always good to see you, my man. Great question, Doc. Dan, awesome. Yeah, I'm not stopping Leonard, and I'm not stopping Donald. I mean, I don't even feel like they're that tough. I don't know why. I don't, because I think maybe if they would ask to me, I would ask the same way. I would be like, great question, Doc. It was a rough year. And I would ask it a little bit differently. I would be like, great question, Doc. I know that this year looks like things are rough, but we got to make things go our way next year and we'll make it happen. I feel like Dan is a coach that understands the team, the pulse of the team. I feel like Brad understands where the team was, where it needs to go, and we're going to make it happen. Like every opportunity is not an opportunity to assess the level of my question. It's an opportunity to sell the team. Sell it, baby. Sell it. Now, he did a good job. C+, B- sell job. I still have my doubts, but he's loyal. I like it. He's like, Brad and Dan trusted me. I can't jump ship right now. He'll do it when he's 35 in 5 years. He'll be like, shoot, Stafford gave him 12. We'll see if Jared Goff walks in and is like, get me out. Send me to Dallas. Donkey. Hey, Jessica, you should ask Goff this. If you're going to do one thing in the offseason, what are you going to do regarding your immobility in the pocket? He can't do much. Jared actually acknowledged it. He said, I am so jealous of Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson. He's like, he watches quarterbacks that do things he can't do. He's in awe of it. He's like, I can't do that. But what he's got to work on, he's got to find his weak spots where the pressure's coming from, and he's got to get the ball out quicker. He's got to get his footwork in order, and he's got to get his hot reads in order, and he's got to get, the play call where there's some slants and some quick reads, hot reads. He's got to get the ball out or down the ball better. Take the sacks, not the fumble. And next year it'll be better. The schedule is a lot easier. It's not going to be bad. The 5 turnover beast you worry about in the playoffs. We will be happy next year. Everybody's going to be like, Jared Goff, see, look at Doc the Hater, look. And my answer will be the same. Yes, Jared Goff's going to have 50 touchdowns next year, but the 5 turnover beast is always there. Let's hope it stays dormant in the playoffs, in the Super Bowl. My next bold opinion is the 5 turnover beast happens in the Super Bowl. Poor Michigan. Michigan losing. Michigan ain't in Texas's class, guys. Come on. Appreciate you. Oh, hey, it's Jessica. Happy New Year. All right. A lot of you. Does Jared Goff trust the Lions? Of course he does. 50 million reasons to trust the Detroit Lions, but let's pay attention. Remember, thank you guys for being willing to acknowledge my critique of Jared Goff. I don't portray myself as a quarterback supporter here in town. I want elite standards. The last game I saw did not meet the elite quarterback standard that you all deserve. You deserve better. All right, last 10 minutes of the show. There's 400 people in here. Smash the like button for me. About to hit some Chinese food. I will come back tomorrow. First and foremost, let me express my deep, deep appreciation for you guys as a fan base. The listeners of this show are smart. They understand, and they're willing to say, hey, maybe I didn't like the way you asked it or what you asked, but what do you think about this? What do you think about that? What do you think about maybe looking at it this way? We have a community here. The outsiders don't understand that I have enough. I don't need new, but the growing audience that we have here, I'm very respectful of and humbled by the fact that you understand the purpose of what I'm doing. I don't need to be famous. I'm not trying to get myself out there. I'm fine. Remember, if I did, I would have did a video podcast 10 years ago. I was an audio only guy. I just wanted you guys to hear my voice, the content of my words. You all forced me to come on here and be live. You all said, hey, you'll be fine. We like you. The community welcomed me in and said, just do it. But remember, I also understand that there's a Michigan fan base that are so mean and arrogant that when I trash them, they feel the need to then deflect and rip me online. It's cute. I like it. And they don't understand They say things like your credentials going to be removed or they should fire you. Fire me from what? I'm the boss. Maybe the website would go away or whatever, but it doesn't matter. I have the audience built up from a podcast from 15 years ago. There's some people that message and be like, you're just a rage baiting fool that has fake followers. I'm like, guys, X is not the sole basis of the operation. Like I've told you guys, X is my unedited, unfiltered process. They don't even know. They're so dumb that they don't even know what I'm doing there. Just nonsensical rage baiting. Listen, Slappy, let me tell you something. If I had no followers on X and I quit X, I would have a longer career than you would. Okay. I am somebody that built a following for 7 years free, and then it was taken over. So X is all a bonus. It's all a unedited, free-flowing idea station for me. What do the fans like? What do they not like? What do they react to? Some things they don't like, some things they like. Why would I rage? Look at me. I don't have to rage bait. If you don't like what I see, block me. I'm not raging. I'm not the raging Cajun. I'm the happy-go-lucky sports podcaster. That's what I am. You don't know shit about me. But you come in my platform acting like you know what I'm doing. You don't even know that I report. You don't even know that I get information. You don't even know I do videos. You don't know anything about me. And you come in and you say stupid things, which I never understand. How do you not know about the person that's doing all this? So that's why I keep reminding you guys here. For me, X is an unedited flow of just shit I'm thinking. Some good, some bad, some raw, some stupid. But some people are so misguided and so ignorant. It's wild. You follow 40,000 people on X and you have 40,000 followers. Well, congratulations on your 80,000 and you follow 15. I feel like I respect my followers more by just following them back. But you're high and mighty. Come on, man. It was a simple thing for me. Oh, you follow me? I follow you. And we did it from 2013 to 2019. That's all we did. It wasn't like nothing crazy about it. But I just wish people would know, like, get to know the guy before you make really wild, difficult statements. And the best part is I've read more of their stuff than they ever will of mine. He's a hater. But we're all in the same boat. We all want the Lions to be successful. I just get mad faster than they do. It's a beast, social media. It is. Social media is a beast. But when you're misguided, it would come across that I'm clickbaiting and rage baiting. But if you really see me with a tank top and a hat on crunch time, do I look like a guy that's rage baiting? That's talking to you right now? I think I'm one of the happiest guys in the world. I actually know the secrets to happiness. I'm a 25-year veteran mental health therapist. Texas scored again. Woo! Now I'm really happy, right? I'm happy. Don't worry about it. I'm a happy guy. There's no rage baiting from me. Promise. If you don't like what I say, just argue the point that I'm saying. If you get into, well, you're rage baiting and you're doing this and that, it's just funny. Donald, stop letting the trolls get to you. They're not trolls. They just view things differently. If people weren't hating on you, then it would just mean you weren't doing something right. No, I know. But people believe that I don't believe it. But it's hard to go and respect someone like that. Like, didn't you hear my podcast in 2013 when I was screaming how much mad I was about Matthew Stafford? Screaming, I am not happy with this quarterback. And then in 2017, going to war with the Slappies. Don't pay Stafford $25 million. You're stupid, Doc. Well, guess what? That gave me the confidence because I was right. They wanted to divert the goalpost and say, well, he can win a Super Bowl somewhere else. I'm like, I don't give a shit if he can go somewhere else and win a Super Bowl. I care about if the Lions can win a Super Bowl can Matthew Stafford win one here? The real one is back. Court major. Yes, sir. No, they don't get to me. I just want there to be some level of understanding. Because if you misunderstand, then I come off like a real dick. Like a real dick. But that's not, I mean, if you watch this, you know that guy's the furthest from a dickhead out there. He's just a passionate, direct person. Corey, love seeing your comments. I love your engagement level. Let's go stronger in 2026. I love seeing your comments. Goff is 31. If he hasn't learned all that by now, he never will. Donald, we're not asking Goff to be Lamar, but my God, can you just run for 2 or 3 yards? Exactly. Thank you, Donald. You make me want to keep doing this. That's all I'm asking for. Just run for 2 yards or fall down and get a no gain instead of a -8 sack. That's it. Donald, you make me fired up to keep wanting to do this 4 or 5 times a week. We're not asking Goff to be Lamar, but my God, can you just run for 2 to 3 yards to pick up a first down instead of throwing it in the dirt on 4th down because you're terrified? Comment of the week, Donald Hart 5390. That's all I'm asking. That's all I'm saying in my ridiculous manner. Thank you, Donald. The voice of reason, Donald Hart. I need to see you in these comments and lives more often. Bring a smile to my face. A voice of reason. My God, I need more of you in these comments. I am not a lone wolf. I'm a lone wolf in a sea of slappies. They're like, this guy's not asking him to be Lamar. He just can you not, Dan, can you not call a 4th down scramble where Jared Goff runs 5 yards and tries to throw it to St. Brown? Please. We don't want to move the pocket for Jared Goff. We don't want to do that. I can't believe they called a 4th down call to move the pocket for Jared Goff. You ain't fooling anybody. Thank you for being with me, big guy. Donald, many blessings to you on a good new year. All right, let's get to this draft talk. Right now, the Lions are about 15th. This Detroit Lions team is in the neighborhood for a player. We're going to put out a story here pretty soon, if it's not out already. My sister's wishing me a happy new year. Her family got the flu, so we're not getting together. It's just going to be me and my family. Let's see if we put this draft article out. Yes, 15 minutes ago we put it out. And actually, the great thing is SB Nation and I had the same idea. I assigned Emmett to give you guys 5 names, and we all think the same in the media, which is good. But Emmett had already used some of the names that SB Nation did, so we have some names too. 5 players to watch from the Ohio State game. One of them, the tackle, Francis. Guys, and I apologize. My resolution is to get better with these names. Francis Mawaga, offensive tackle from Miami. He could be a left tackle of the future. Watch him today. 5 players Detroit Lions should scout from Miami game against the Ohio State Buckeyes. It's going to be a good game. I think it starts in like 15 minutes here, so I'll get out of here before. The Lions, in my opinion, I'm of the opinion they should draft a defender and use free agency to address the offensive line. It's too risky. It's too risky. I don't care if it's not Linderbaum. Get somebody else that's proven that can play. Pay the money. Pay the money to get proven. And that's my opinion. There's also the defensive tackle, Caden McDonald. He's in that mid-range for the first round. The longer Ohio State stays in the playoff, the more you'll see him. But I do think that there are some talented players. I would go, in my opinion, defensive tackle, defensive end in the first round. Maybe David Bailey, the Texas Tech edge. I think he's got a good ceiling. David Bailey, a name to watch. Edge rusher from Texas Tech. A lot of people are comping David Bailey to Donovan Ezuraku. That's nice. Twitchy, can get after it. Much better athlete. Athleticism. So check out the names here. I'm going to click on it, and I'll share the names that he put in there right here real fast as well. Here, these are the names I wrote. Just names to watch. Tomorrow, maybe we'll go deeper after I watch the game. Caden McDonald, Francis Mawaga, offensive tackle, Miami. David Bailey, edge, Texas Tech. If you need a cornerback, Mansour Delane from LSU. Guys, would you do it? Would you do Ty Simpson from Alabama? He's in that mid-range. He's on my QB hunting list. If you don't know, I'm QB hunting. A lot of you say, give us a name, Doc. Give us a name. Give us a name. All right, I'll give you a name. I'm 5 days into my QB hunting. I feel like it's going to be a player that's in the league that's a backup because you guys don't seem to like a trade. You hated that idea. I mean, the name was kind of trolling with saying Baker Mayfield, but I just wanted to see if you wanted to trade. I don't think you guys want that. I think you guys want a proven player. Maybe a drafted player in the mid-rounds, not early investment. I think the early investment you guys will get pissed off at. So we'll see when I deliver it. Maybe tomorrow. I'm only 5 days in. 5 players to scout during Miami game. What do you guys think? I think Ohio State takes it. Against Ohio State. Shout out to Woody from Fox 2, Woody Woodruff. He's a big fan. I know that he's got revenge on his mind from that previous championship game. Those calls from the past. You remember the past when Ohio State played Miami and they didn't call the penalty? Went in the Ohio State's favor. Caleb Downs, early DB. Might go early in the draft. The Notre Dame running back, Jeremiah Love. A lot of people say Jeremiah Love could be an instant star. Instant star. Peter Woods, the defensive tackle from Clemson. Mekhi Lemon from USC. What position should the Lions target in the first round? 15th pick. It's JSD's love Sonny Styles. I like it. I like it. What do you like about Sonny Styles? What is in your mind that puts him as a nice fit for the Lions? Man, you know, if Alex Anzalone leaves, you replace Alex Anzalone. Linebacker. It's JSD's brings in the linebacker. Let me check in the score here. Live update here on the Lone Wolves podcast. We're looking at the college football scores, and it is 41-27 Texas. Let me just put a little X post here. Now, again, this is how I operate. See, I'm telling you live. This is how I operate. I think it, I post it. I'm happy. Can you hate me? I'm happy. I'm a Spartan. F Michigan. That's how it is. That's how it's supposed to be. I don't put a lot of thought into X, guys. Please forgive me for that. If you say, Doc, maybe in 26, you should put a lot of X in it. Put a thought into X. For 15 years, the thesis was if you could just troll on X, could you survive? And they haven't canceled me yet. I got 2 phones. Ask your favorite reporters, how come you don't got 2 phones? Texas 41, Michigan 27. Now, I'm not thinking, I'm just going to say U of M again looking foolish out here in public. Now, is that rage baiting? Maybe. Michigan out here looking foolish out here in public. Not in Texas's class. See, this is how it operates. See, no thought given to it. This is how I operate. You get to see a live. This is how I do it. There's no thought given to it. There's no maliciousness. It's just, this is what's in my brain, and this is what I'm going to deliver. And it's not rage baiting. I'm doing it with a smile. Whenever you see an X post from me, it's going to go live as we speak. It's from a guy laughing at the life that he's living in sports. I'm never rage baiting. Never. I got a smile on my face. I mean, I'm the happiest guy, and they're like, you are rage baiting. I'm the happiest sports podcaster there is. Doc, if there's a defensive end and left tackle or right tackle with the same draft grade in the first round, which would you take? Great question, Donald Hart. Defensive end. You got to pressure the quarterback. You can get left tackles with more experience. Listen, young guys, you just make one false move, one hand position placement wrong, Jared Goff's on his ass. And he's on his way to the 5 turnover beast. The left tackle has to be the pharmaceutical drug that prevents the 5 turnover beast from coming out and growing. No turnover beast. I want my left tackle to be proven. And I want my left tackle to be Mr. Penei Sewell. There is no chance in hell, $50 million investment, that I'm not having Penei Sewell move over when Taylor leaves and Giovanni Manu figures his stuff out at right tackle. Free agent lineman. You heard? That's what I want. No risks. Doesn't seem like, do you feel like the Lions are developing offensive linemen? They drafted high ones, but Mahogany 2 years in has some ups and downs. It's JC's. Goff's replacement is in the 27 draft. I hear you. It's a deeper draft, but this year's draft is pretty good too. Dang, Michigan fumbled. You heard? I mean, come on. There's a lot of distractions. Noise is not good for football teams. Now, people are wondering, I've missed part of the game. People are wondering, I missed the last quarter. What happened in this game? They're like, what? Did you not watch the game? What the hell happened in this game? Why did Michigan lose? I watched the first half. It was tied. But the second half didn't go Michigan's way. Michigan's losing 41-27. That's what I love about X. The sky is blue. No, it ain't. It's cold outside. No, it ain't. They're losing 41-27. What's good about that? Scott Spicer said that's a pretty bad take. The Michigan fans will support Michigan. Well, you guys can tell me. Let me look at the scoring here. Third quarter, 2017. Arch Manning rushed for touchdown. Arch Manning. You going to stop him? There. I sound smart. What the heck happened in that game? Happy New Year. Michigan fans would just be like, we only lost by 14. We're supposed to lose by 80. Who do you guys want the Lions to draft? Corey, did Bryce have a rough game? Okay, maybe now the Michigan fans are going to accuse me of rage baiting. Oh, okay. Someone said everyone's expectations were too high for a freshman quarterback. Oh, Lions should scout Arch Manning. Oh, what do you guys think? Oh, yeah, that's good enough. Michigan fans are coming out like, you didn't watch the game. Phil C. Wish Olivia a Happy New Year, Doc, for the Wolfpack. I'll let her see it right at the end. Wish Olivia a Happy New Year, Doc, from the Wolfpack. Leonard, If Goff restructures his contract and Brad Holmes doesn't address the O-line, it'll be criminal. Remember, Holmes and Goff have a history in LA also. So some names in the first round people are looking at: Peter Woods, the defensive tackle, Mekhi Lemon, the wide receiver from USC. I don't think the Lions are going to do that. Another name on the list here, Mansour Delane, Ty Simpson, the quarterback. Now let's look at Emmett's list here. Let's get to Emmett's list, and then we'll get out of here. He did a list. I know SB Nation did a list, so we're all thinking the same thing. You guys want draft talk? Today was just the initial. Here's some names. And then tomorrow, we'll talk more about some more draft talk. Do the Lions be aggressive in the draft? What do they do? How do they fix this? We'll have some fun tomorrow. It'll be later in the day because the Lions have media coverage. I don't know. We'll see, if I go to it. It's New Year's Day. My goodness. Hit the like button for the doc. Your friendly, Dan's favorite NFL reporter. All right, 5 players Detroit Lions must scout. See, you go to the website, nice and clean. Look at that friendly face. Been doing the videos for 5 years. Look at that face. Just sit. All you got to do is watch a video. That's a free way to help me. Sit through a video, but you can read the content. Emmett Matsavosky. He likes interior defensive lineman Caden McDonald, Ohio State. He likes offensive tackle Austin Seroveld, Ohio State. The Buckeyes left tackle was a swing guard during their national title run and claimed the left tackle spot this year. Ohio State might go back to him. CJ Daniels, Miami wide receiver. Edge, Akeem Mesidor, Miami. Both as edge and defensive tackle. He enters the 2026 draft as a top 10 edge name. Akeem Mesidor. Oh, he did. I love you. Oh, Emmett, look at you. Mesidor would pair excellently with Aiden and Al-Quadin Muhammad. Mesidor. Keep that name in your Rolodex. Akeem the Dream Mesidor. And then look at you, Emmett. You know your boss. Look at you, Emmett, keeping his job in 26, as explained in John Macaroon's latest mock draft on this very fine site. See, the site doesn't have that many ads. It's clean. I mean, there's some ads, but hey, a podcatcher's got to eat. Goff will certainly be the guy in the future, but Holmes and Campbell have to be realistic looking into the future. Kyle Allen's not the future. Beck is an interesting name, as the former Bulldogs passer has experience and a solid track record of production. Beck is a happy middle ground in this draft for the fans clamoring to oust Goff and looking for the future. Beck is currently projected to land in the early portion of day 3. Hey, hey, hey. Look at you, boss man. Look at you, boss man. Look at you, Emmett, keeping your job. Hey, hey, hey. I love it. So those are the 5 names. It's on the site now. So thank you guys for listening. I said 30 minutes. I went 85. Shout out to Teflon Don, Corey Patterson, Roll Call, Phil C., Doughboy Steve, Happy New Year. Smash the emojis one last time for me. As many members are in here, smash my face, smash Booner Hefe, Corey Patterson, Leonard Gonzalez, 8215. Doughboy Steve, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to you. Phil C, Corey Patterson, it's Jay Stees. 313 Thug Living. He says, if Goff's replacement isn't coming until next year, that means another miserable season. 313 Thug Living. I'm 586 Thug Living too. The Spirit of Detroit podcast. Happy New Year. The Spirit of Detroit lies with the people. Defensive end is definitely something. Bailey's frame is small. Twitchy, fast. That's what we need. Somebody to get to the quarterback consistently. Thank you guys for listening. Do you know what happens from Extra Trim Reaper? Do you know what happens to people who watch Detroit sports podcast on it? Do you know what happens to people who watch Detroit Lions on SI and don't like and subscribe? They make the list. January 5th, does he show up? Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Judas in my mind, January 5th. He busts out, you just made the list to start off the new year. You just made the list. Judas in my mind. Corey Patterson, thank you guys. Thank you. Hopefully the 90 minutes brought you a little smile, a little more acknowledgement. My man's Xavier in the building. Smash the like button, the free way to support us. All the best to you, Xavier. See you, and your support of us has been amazing. Phil C, you know what's up. You know the real Doc. You are Detroit's best podcaster, Doc. You've done so much for almost every podcaster. Those that know, know. Those that don't sound stupid. Thank you, Phil C. Yes, I have. Exactly. No rage baiting. There's no rage baiting. It's not rage baiting. But again, people are simple. The youngsters are simple. They just wear their hats, do their videos, and talk stupid. And they probably feel the same thing about me. But the blessing is the people that they work for, I can say, hey, go talk to the boss man. He'll tell you about me. Go talk to the people. They know me. Go talk to people who know me, and they'll tell you that guy's a beast. And the Lions hopefully will become beasts again next year. I am the Doc, John Macaroon. This has been New Year's Eve, the New Year's Eve special. Hopefully you can enjoy it. Drink up. This is made possible thanks to OnSI, the greatest sports publishers out there. They let me be me. They're a great partner. I am very lucky to be part of an organization that values their publishers. They let me roam free, and I represent the Detroit Sports Podcast, which I founded, and I'm very happy to be part of the YouTube community Talking Lions. I have a little bit of insight, being that I'm a credentialed media member. I go there and seek information to bring to you guys, and we can have intelligent and also emotional conversations. Not boring. It's not 5 hours long. It's just right to the point, big issues, big talk. And I think you guys respect it. And the number one thing you guys understand, it's real. And those that will say those words, I will vehemently, they'll be like, why are you so sensitive to that word? The definition, I understand it is in the realm of that. Rage bait, clickbait, all that. But in the end, how does someone do clickbait for 15 years and 7 years with a major company? Doesn't that person kind of get fired or thrown off the internet? Don't the fans hate his guts? Don't the fans say, well, you wrote one thing and said another in your headline? It doesn't make sense. Read the stories, ignore the headline. Just go, oh, he put something out there. Let me enjoy it. You might like it, you may not like it, but that's how you want to judge it. And thank you guys. We've passed 5,000. We're on the way to 6,000. We are going to grow a healthy YouTube community, friendly, and we can have discussions that involve the Detroit Lions and other things as well. Have a great cocktail, everybody. Thank you for also allowing me into your television screen, phone, wherever you take this in. It does mean a lot. I look forward to it. Probably will be back tomorrow, but if not, at the latest Friday, to talk about the next greatest thing, the next big thing about the Detroit Lions. That's what we're about. Happy New Year. 2025 was the year of the regression. 2026 is the rise of the Lions. The roar restored with that weak-ass schedule and Brad acknowledging that we're good dies and the podcasters live. Support the content creators, support the journalists, and support the little war that goes on between the both. It's fun. And remember, if you hate what I write, debate the point like Booner does. That's why Booner's a legend. He doesn't like everything I say. He's in the wrong. I know sources tell me he's at Walmart right now, but when he gets back from his Walmart trip, he will passionately deliver news. So make sure you support Crunch Time Sports and their fine operation. But he debates. Hefe debates. You may not like everything I say, but debate the point. That's what it's about. Let's go. Happy freaking New Year. I'm rooting for all of you. Let's have a fun 2026. It's going to be epic. It's going to be epic. A to Z, I'll cover the Detroit Lions in a real way. Peace and love. Let's go.